Hey everyone, I'm Dark Holder, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. So last time I did a couple more endings,
All of his co-workers
and
what could it mean?
I went to the door on the right.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Push any more buttons on there. But anyway, trying to figure out what else I can do.
Touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I don't know. Just trying to figure out all the other different endings, because there's a lot of endings in this game, apparently. Let's see. I don't know how many more computers I can turn on and off and stuff. Well, couldn't turn it on, I guess. No, can't turn it on. But, anyway. What is that? Username access. Okay. There's another one. Awaiting input. Okay. That's weird. Computer in there. So I think I'll go left this time. See if there are any other endings I can get through there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it this time. Mr. Narrator guy. Let's see. Door. So there are probably a lot of branches I can go to on this way. I think I only went this way once, actually. When I went through and got,
hoping he might find an answer there.
I think it was called the Freedom ending, going this way. When I did everything the narrator said. Broom closet. Maybe I can get the broom closet ending again.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did I? Did I really? Alright, I don't think there's anything actually different this time either, so I'm just gonna go out of the broom closet and go on my way.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, did I? I think I'm gonna go downstairs this time. What is this? I guess nothing. I don't think I can really pick anything up. Okay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired.
How'd you get a car in here?
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
12B4.
And then something occurred to Stanley.
Right.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
It's kind of expensive for drinks, though. Just saying.
As Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I guess they are repeating, actually.
He came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
Exit.
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
These rooms are not changing.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun. and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Okay.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
yeah, I guess it's there.
That of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
So why was I floating?
To speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Yeah.
How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Would he?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
I don't have a wife. We established that.
Exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Will it?
I am okay.
Are you? You're talking to yourself, though. Nope.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
You're Stanley. Duh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Why?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Right. So Stanley went crazy then. But how did he get out of the office? Did he ever have an office? Or is he just a crazy homeless guy imagining all this? I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on
Peter's
his
again.
co-workers. He never functioned well with himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Is that different? Can't remember if that's different. Got input. Input. Guess there's 3 more I have to do somewhere. I don't even know. think I'll go on the right door, or the left door again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See if there's another branch on here I can take.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
All right. Nothing. All right, fine.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Guess I'll have to go upstairs this time. I don't want to go crazy again. Although I wonder if you do the same thing, if they make it different, you know, next time. Because it does seem to be changing sometimes. I never looked at this computer. No, there's nothing on it though. Pillows. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
stunned to
discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had
Can't remember what the number is.
And so the boss had assigned it an
2845.
extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Did he? This is still weird. Let's see. Elevator. Well, I guess I can't escape now. Alright then.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest.
Did he?
As though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What it...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm going to escape this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written
Escape.
on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I should go back. Nah, I'm going to go forward. I'm brave, Stanley said. I can face any danger.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Was he? Into the lava. Did I die? It's like Portal.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Why is this even here?
that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Jaws?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated.
Who are you?
As the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. But I didn't die. I don't think.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I have no idea.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay. Button sounds. Okay. I see. A computer. Yeah. And a miniature set. And this is the office. Beginning of the game, pass from Stanley's office to the two doors. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, so that the core layout remains identical to the first iteration. Cool. So this is all kind of like behind the scenes stuff, which is all pretty cool. Corridor. Pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay. The two doors. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. An exploration of the contradiction that this room posed. Did it? A contradiction, you claim? Office computers. Right. No playing solitaire in the office. Play database. Okay. Let's see. Filing cabinets. Yes, they are. That. Stanley's computer. Is it? Nature paintings. Oh, these are like the different paintings in the game. Okay. Interesting. Still can't jump, though. I wish I could jump. Why wouldn't you let me jump? Let's see. Credits. That's pretty cool. Alright. Cool. So it's a museum then. Boss's office. Okay. This is office clock. And it's ticking. Right. Still kind of wish I had a flashlight. Employee lounge, it's bigger than that. Mind controls facility. Early version of the underground portion of the game. Okay.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upwards past Stanley at the top of the facility.
There's an outtakes. Kevin Brading, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. I thought I was hearing voices. Like, wait a minute, are there other people here or something like that? But Nope. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. What else? Freedom ending. First incarnation of the freedom ending. Okay. Yeah, I got that one. What was that? Countdown desk. Countdown ending. Countdown ending. Okay. That's weird. Freedom ending. Right. What is this? Room elevator. I found it difficult to remember what was up and what was down. Okay. Countdown. Oh, countdown room. There's another countdown room. Right. That's in the mind control facility, right? Zending. Screenshot detects an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Okay. Got that one. Zending model. Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Right. Okay. There's little people in there. Getting the game again. Escape menu. And that only ended when the player started from the escape menu. Fortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do. Okay. Zending levers. Levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. Okay. That sounds exciting. TV ending. More major teaser trailers. First one. There's broken rooms on the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he's preferring a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay. Cool, I guess. Well, I'm not gonna watch that right now. Could always look it up online or something. So I think... Did I go through here? Nope. Meeting room. Disobey. Options. Okay. Vent. There's no vent. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Alright. Cool. Let's see. The apartment timer. Previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. The timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Huh. Okay. I don't know if I waited 15 seconds last time. Cargo lift. So it was intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after its early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Which I did. Let's see. The cargo lift. Second version is functionally the same as it was on the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where the cargo was actually stored. That would make sense. And this place is big. The office. Okay. The lounge. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Right. Warzone. I don't remember the Warzone ending. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. Weird. September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight. Valve's process of approving games was for Steam. The Greenlight page only had a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Okay. That's cool. Maintenance room. Alright. Went through there. The office. Okay. What is this? Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game, though much of the environment has changed. The basic layout from this mockup is still in the game. Cool. This is all actually really cool stuff to look at. Employee 427. Okay. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second March 2012, and the third in February 2013. Right. Got more stuff in it. Cool. Let's see. The lounge, yeah. Are you a rock? Yes. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of these emails. How do you stay in shape? Will the game feature capybaras? What is that? I'm Anthony. Last spoken. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Lounge, yeah. Office. Cargo lift. Stuff. Warzone. Alright. This is all actually pretty cool. Can't get up there, can I? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, well, I think I've seen everything in here, so I'm going to exit. And there is an exit. I saw it. Down here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Well, I mean, the Zending was kind of... I think I did that, the Zending. The one with all the lights in the sky and stuff.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I guess.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
No?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Am I actually supposed to quit? Or... I guess I'm gonna save. And... well, I think I've spent all the time I can on this today. I think I did a couple endings, so... guess I'll try to look for a couple more next time. So I think I'll just leave it here. So, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being cool, and I'll see you next time.